Good evening, world. Welcome to Sports Chat with Matt on this December 16th of 2013. Welcome back. Thank you for coming. Enjoy your train. Enjoy your train. Enjoy your time. Anyway, um, just a couple, of sports headlines today. Not a whole lot new happened in sports from this weekend, other than my pro picks and stuff, and we'll talk about that. But most of this is going to be dedicated to Jerry Jones and why, in my humble opinion, as an unbiased. Now I'm actually being unbiased for this, um, even though I don't really care for the Cowboys very much. I'm taking that all out. I've actually done my research and gotten some numbers, so I'm going to do my best to be as, um, like I said, unbiased as I can. So anyway, my picks from this weekend were kind of less than stellar, I guess. Does that make sense? Anyway, I lost 5 games. Five games. That's too many. That really is too many. I'm very disappointed in myself. And Detroit Lions, I need you guys to win tonight, or I'll lose 6 games. You see, I did 5, 6. Or I could do this, but I had water in my other hand. Sorry. Anyway, 5 games I lost yesterday, and actually none of them were upsets. They were just the way the games turned out. Um, I didn't see Denver losing. I didn't see the Eagles losing, or Jacksonville, or New Orleans, you know, or Cincinnati. So all 5 of those were like not upset picks. I only had one upset pick that I thought would really take me over the top, and that was the God, what was that game? Miami, the Patriots at the Dolphins. I took the Dolphins, and they won. I was like, yeah, yeah. I almost put a song on my Facebook. I was like, that song about Cool in the Game. Celebrate good times. Come on. Yeah, I almost put that on there. Now I'm glad I didn't, because my foot would taste really weird coming out of my mouth right about now. Anyway, um, so like I said, I lost 5 games. Possibly 6 if Detroit doesn't pull off this Monday night game. And please, Detroit, do this for me. Come on, please. I used to really like one of the girls I met who was from Detroit, so I have a little history with that whole city. I thought me and I can't remember her name now, but I guess that's a good thing. I can't even remember her name now. All I know is she lived near Detroit, and there were plans of me coming to Detroit, and yada yada yada. But that comes over my face. But this is not about my past horrible online relationships and why I don't do them anymore. So let's move on. Okay, here we go, Jerry. This is a letter to you. Well, not a letter, but this is my appeal to Jerry Jones. Um, you've owned the Dallas Cowboys since 1989. You actually bought the team um, February 5th, 1989. I was 16 at the time. Yes, 16 I was at the time. And I remember this very vividly because I was 16. And that's old enough to kind of know what to remember, what not to remember. And I remember in my English class, when I was a junior, my English class, one of my favorite teachers of all times, his name was Mr. Criston, and he's one of my 2 favorite teachers of all time. Him and Mrs. Nipton. Those are 2 of my favorite teachers I've ever had or will ever have. So very, very grateful to both of them, because it's kind of through them that I kind of am what I am today. So thank you guys. But anyway, moving on from that, and I remember Mr. Criston was talking about um, this in English class. He was talking about the Cowboys and how Jerry Jones just kind of came in the team, got rid of Tom Landry, and yada yada yada. And he related that to one of the stories we were reading in English. I don't remember the story. I wish I did, but it was all relevant. Put it that way. Um, anyway, after Jerry Jones bought the team February 5th, 3 months later, he got rid of the GM. Who is the GM? I don't know. I didn't write that name down, but I didn't think it was real relevant to this conversation. So, or this presentation, not conversation. Conversation is when other people talk back. No one talks back. I conversate to you. So, or I talk to you. I don't conversate with you. I talk to you. Yeah. Okay. Let's just leave it there. Anyway, and 3 months later, Jerry Jones got rid of the GM of the Cowboys, and he appointed himself GM and owner. Which, I guess at the time seemed like, well, let's give this time. And his first, for the first few years, actually, it wasn't such a bad idea because I think the first 3 or 4 years, the Cowboys won 2 Super Bowls with Jimmy Johnson, and that's pretty good. And although Jerry Jones was the GM, I'm pretty sure Jimmy Johnson was whispering in his ear, "Draft Troy Aikman, draft him," but draft Emmitt Smith, draft him. It's because Jimmy Johnson did come from Miami, and he kind of knew, because since he was in the college games, he knew the college players who would eventually evolve into really great stars in the NFL, like Troy Aikman, like Emmitt Smith, and like Michael Irvin and Jay Novacek. So Jimmy Johnson really knew what he was doing, and I personally think, he kind of was, although that wasn't his title as GM. I personally think, and I don't know if this is true or not. This is just what I think. I personally think, he was kind of the co-GM, although he never had that title, but that's what he did basically. And the Cowboys had a lot of success. And then I think the reason why they separated Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson is because one night it was reported by ESPN that Jerry Jones was drinking. He was drunk, and he made a comment to the people around him, because the people around Jerry Jones are going to be people like him, wealthy Texas businessmen, who have a lot of money and not much time. Oh, by the way, Texas fans, you do know Jerry Jones is from Arkansas, right? Yeah, he made his millions in Texas from oil and whatnot, but he's not from Texas. So shh, don't tell him. But I bet you already knew that, didn't you? Or did you? Maybe you didn't. I'm giving you that little upper eyelid. Gosh, I wish I could do that better. Anyway, so that's how that all worked out. And anyway, during that whole little conversation of, him being intoxicated, he had made the comment, well, if we had a better coach, we would have won 3 Super Bowls by now instead of just 2. And of course, that got back to Jimmy Johnson, who, of course, would be insulted by that. I would be insulted by that. Who wouldn't be insulted by that? But and then of course Jerry Jones came on the TV the next day. Oh, I never said that. I never said that. Yeah, you did. You were drunk, but you said it. That's why you don't drink. That's why I don't drink anymore. By the way, did I ever tell you guys I don't drink anymore? I don't drink alcohol anymore. Which is why I drink so much water. But anyway, not relating my story to Jerry Jones at all, but yeah, don't drink, because you do stupid things when you're drunk. You say stupid things when you're drunk. So don't drink. Anyway, and so they kind of Jerry Johnson. Might as well be Jerry Johnson. Meshed the 2 names together. Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson kind of went their separate ways, and Jerry Jones bought in his buddy from Arkansas, Barry Switzer, and Barry Switzer won another Super Bowl, basically with Jimmy Johnson's team. I knew, and everyone who knows anything about football knew, that was, even though Barry Switzer was the head coach and yada, 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 the only reason Jimmy Johnson didn't get credit for the Super Bowl win is because he wasn't the coach. But basically that was his team. So anyway, moving on with that. And I really think that's why Jerry Jones will not step down as GM. Not just this year, but any year that as long as he owns the Cowboys, because I think that happens when you very first start doing something and you have a lot of success, and you really get it in your head. It's like, I'm pretty good. Wow, I'm real good at this. Well, look how well I'm doing. Look at all these Super Bowls we're winning. Oh, I'm getting so excited. I told you I knew what I was talking about. I knew what I was doing. I told you I knew what I was doing. I told you I knew what I was going to do. Yeah, you don't know what you're doing, Jerry. Not anymore, you don't, because you don't have someone telling you what to do. Because I think that's what happens with a lot of people, especially people like Jerry Jones, is they surround themselves with wealthy men like themselves who will sit there and say, yeah, you're doing a great job, Jerry. Good job. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Yeehaw. Saddle up. That's what they do. And whenever, something doesn't work out, you will find excuses. You will find excuses in, oh, well, got to get rid of this head coach. Had to get rid of, head coaches. I mean, I don't know how many head coaches he's had since Barry Switzer, but quite a few. And it seems like it's everyone else's fault except Jerry Jones's. And that's why he's got in his head, well, I'm not the problem. It's the head coach. We just can't find ourselves a head coach. It's like, well, no, you can't, because you don't know how to hire a head coach, because you're not really a GM. You're making it up. You're fooling yourself. Stop fooling yourself. Jerry Jones, I appeal to you as a football fan, not a Cowboy fan, as a football fan. Your organization right now is an embarrassment, and I have a lot of friends who are Cowboy fans, and they will admit that too. You're an embarrassment to the organization of football, and you need to step down. And I'll say it to you because you can't do anything to me. I don't live in Texas. I never will either. But anyway, yeah, that's my rant about the Cowboys. So I gotta go. It's 12 minutes. Bye. I gotta go. See ya.